55 gallon that's gonna get hopefully rehabbed. The top rim is falling off of it. You can see someone used the wrong glue here to put it back into place. All the silicone is shot. We're gonna go ahead and get this scraped down and hopefully get this thing back up and holding water again. We'll see what we can do here. We're gonna start by scraping all this old, excess silicone off of here, try to get it cleaned up the best we can. I mean, we're, kind of working with not much here, but we're gonna, make this thing like new, or at least holding water. So we're just basically gonna get all this stuff removed so we can get it silicone back on to this top rim here. Just get all this gunk out of here. And you don't have to make it look pretty. We're just gonna try to work with what we have here, make it happen. This is for one of our clients. It's not our personal tank, so we're just basically getting all this to hold water again so they can use it. I think they're putting some electric blue carpentis in this tank for basically breeding purposes. They're looking to sustain fish for, I think, feeders. Here we got the rim semi-cleaned up. We're gonna go ahead and get all this scraped off and get the inside cleaned up here. Get it ready for some deep cleaning. So basically we're just gonna remove all silicone on all the four sides and the bottom all the way around. So this is getting a complete re-silicone. Basically, I'm using a 4-inch razor blade scraper. I suggest if you're doing this often, this is the tool to definitely use. I basically start at the top, work my way down. As you can see, it removes the silicone pretty quickly and effectively. And the nice thing is with the long handle, your fingers are nowhere near the sharp blade. And with this tank, it's a 1984 is when it was made. So this tank, I'm sure it's original silicone. As you can see, it just falls apart. There's barely anything on here. There's very minimal silicone. Literally, not much pressure has to be applied. It pretty much falls right off. And then basically we do the same thing here in the bottom, guys. We're just gonna take our razor blade and start at one end and just literally push right across. Start at the top, push our way right across, and it just comes right off. And you can see, we just remove that. It just, being as old as it is, the silicone really doesn't have much of a bond anymore to begin with. Get right into the corners. And then once we get all this scraped off, we're gonna go ahead and take this outside and give it a little bath and get all that gravel and get it nice and cleaned up so we can let it dry and get that new silicone in here. Take it outside and give it a rinse. See where we're going here. Guys, we got most of the silicone scraped off. We're gonna go ahead and take this outside and get it rinsed up and make sure we didn't miss any little pieces and see if we can't clean this turd up. Guys, we're gonna go ahead and get this tank rinsed out and apply some of our cleaner here to hopefully clean up this tank somewhat and make sure we didn't miss any silicone. All right, I can see a piece we already missed. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab our scraper and get the rest of that silicone cleaned up. One little piece left in the corner here. Of course, the last piece has to be a pain in the butt. There we go. All right, I think we got it all. All right, now that we got all of our silicone out of here, we've got our cleaner here. It's not really Lysol, guys. We're just using this container for it. We have a mixture of different cleaners in here. We're gonna go ahead and spray this down. Definitely recommend doing this outside because this stuff is potent. You can just see it bubbling, cleaning. I'll get a close-up shot of it. You just see everything just literally melting away. Look at it right here. Oh yeah, dude, that's a good video. Look at it bubbling. Literally spray it on, it's bubbling right up. All right, we're gonna let that sit. We're gonna keep spraying the tank down. Black lung. That's why we do this outside, guys, because it's dangerous stuff. Make sure you're wearing a mask. I forgot mine, but I would suggest make sure you wear a mask when you're doing this. All right, so we got our scrubby pad. We're gonna go ahead and get this scrubbed up. The idea behind this is getting everything cleaned up really good, because we don't want any algae or leftover silicone to get in our way. So you have a nice fresh bond with a new silicone. It's all right, guys. I'm okay. I'm not dying. Things we do for fish, bro. I didn't need that long. All right, let's get this baby rinsed out. Woo-wee. Oh, yeah. Oh. Cleaned up pretty good. Doesn't look too bad. This is the tank that I took out of the Holy Land Library. Pretty sure. All right, guys, we got it all cleaned up. We're gonna get it inside, get it dried up, and get ready for some re-siliconing. our tank is all dry, everything is nice, we're going to go ahead and clean all the edges. I use a PVC cleaner. I mean, it's just basically an alcohol. We're just going to go through the corners, get all of it nice and cleaned up, just so we have a nice clean surface for our silicone to bond to. This I found is the best cleaner because it dries super quick. So we're able to get the silicone right on here within 5 to 10 minutes, so we don't have to wait overnight again and let it dry. It's always a very important thing to have that cleanest surface as possible to make that silicone bond to it. Because you don't want to have it blow out because you didn't have a good bond. So once we get all that, we're going to go ahead and wipe it down. And as you can see how dirty it is, and you would never think, but that's why we give it a quick wipe down before we apply the silicone. All right, guys, we got it all wiped down. We're going to go ahead and let this air dry for probably 5 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and start applying our silicone to it. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and re-silicone this tank. We are using GE all-purpose 100% silicone. It does not have mold resistant or anything, so you got to make sure it is the plain Jane silicone. You can find it at any local hardware store. I bought this actually at Walmart. It's like $5 a tube. Definitely the best place to go ahead and buy your silicone. I always start with the bottom seams and work my way around the tank. I don't think there's really any wrong way to go about applying the silicone. You just want a nice thick bead all the way across the seams. I try to get a nice little thick bead in the corners as well. Because once you apply this, you're going to go ahead and run your finger across it to smooth it out anyways. So like I said, not really a wrong way to apply it. Just make sure you get a nice thick bead. Then we're going to go ahead and do the upsides. All right, so now that we got all that applied, we're going to go ahead and run my finger across all this to smooth it out. Not a real science behind it, just to get that nice, smooth, no air pockets in your silicone. Upside. Just have something obviously to wipe off the excess as you go along here. All right, now that we got all the sides done, we're going to go ahead and reattach this top rim. As you know before, it's pretty rough shape, so we're going to go ahead and get this reapplied. So by doing this, we're just basically running a bead of silicone across the whole top of this to reattach it to the tank. Pretty straightforward, simple. Put on. All right, guys. That's it. We got the tank resealed. We're gonna go ahead and let it sit for 24 hours, water test it, and get this thing tested out and get it back to the client. Other than that, guys, if you have any comments, questions, or anything, place them below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.